Hi, my name's Jennifer Baer, and today I want to show you my creating project. My focus is using a digital portfolio to enhance lessons, and I'm focusing here on the application Seesaw. Seesaw is a teacher-managed digital portfolio. Now, I didn't actually know too much about digital portfolios prior to my searching project, so digital portfolios are awesome. Seesaw is great because it's for K-12. So for like the early L teachers, this is an awesome tool. It is very user-friendly. It's a great way for teachers to have organized student work. And so there's many ways that Seesaw can be utilized, whether it's just kind of a means to communicate with parents at home, or if it's a means to actually use it in the classroom as a part of your lesson, which that's what I'll be showing you today. There's a variety of media that you can upload onto the app, and so in my lessons I try to explore multiple forms of media, and you'll see all the different ways that media can be used and then the ways that I have chosen to do it in my two lessons. Parents can connect to the app and they can see what their students are doing in school because they can see the individual posts that their student has uploaded as well as what the teacher has uploaded to the class page. So it's a great way to connect school and home. There is a messaging application built into it where the teacher can message out to the parents and the parents can respond, but it's not a completely opened up messaging application where parents can message you freely. So it's mostly they can just respond to a class-wide message. And most of all, Seesaw is free. There is a paid version that you can upgrade, but it works very well as a free app. So if you're interested and you would like to follow along, if Seesaw is something that maybe you've heard of or you just have a couple of extra minutes that you want to kill, you can follow along with my presentation. All you have to do is download the app, and if you type in Seesaw the Learning Journal into your app store, you can use your smartphone. You want to do download the app where it'll say class, and that's the version that you would have as a student. And then you could scan this QR code here on the right, and then you would join my class. So just pause the video if that's something you would like to do. You can follow along, and then you can see from the student perspective as I'm showing you what the lesson looks like from the teacher's point of view. Otherwise, let's just move on. So prior to using Seesaw as a lesson, you want to make sure that the students really know how to use it. And so Seesaw is awesome because their website, they offer grade level appropriate lessons to introduce the application. And so if I click here, actually I've got it open right over here, there's different icons you can click depending on the grade level you teach. And so like I do 5th grade, and so in here there are 5th grade lessons. The teacher would read this Getting Started guide. The student challenge is how you would prepare for it. You would print off these task cards. It's kind of like the lesson plan. And then you'd give the students the task cards. And it's a great way for students to explore all the different media components. So that way, when you're actually using it in the classroom, they've had experience using it in a variety of ways. So that's one thing I like about Seesaw. Another thing is they have a very extensive YouTube channel, which is incredibly beneficial. They are very active as far as updating continuously, and so they offer Seesaw PD in your PJs. It's hour-long sessions with Seesaw. There are so many different ways that people use it, and so you could scroll through here and find some things that you're interested in so you could really expand on your knowledge and use it to its fullest potential, which I think is great. Okay, so my first lesson is targeting 5th grade students, and this is an Introducing Forces and Motion. This would be just to kick off an entire unit, and this is basically kind of getting students' feet wet. So understanding me getting a feel for what they know and kind of reminding them of maybe information that they have learned in 3rd and 4th grade. So within this first lesson, there's a KWL chart. There's a student-led activity where students would seek out grade-appropriate YouTube videos to share. They need to select a video. They need to comment or post why they chose that video and why they thought it would be beneficial to share with their classmates. then they would post it onto the Seesaw application, which I will show you momentarily. I would have to approve it as the educator, and then they would learn from each other. So then they're encouraged to watch 2 different YouTube videos posted by their classmates, and then they comment on their classmates' videos, and they would share something they learned. And so this is all just like introductory information. Then there's going to be a pre-assessment, and I kind of held off putting this on the app because I would like to show you how to upload the activity. And then I want the students to upload an example from our classroom. So they would find something in the class that is an example of forces in motion, and they would upload that as an exit ticket. So let me show you what the app looks like. This is from a teacher's perspective here. So the KWL chart would be put out as an activity. So I have an activity here. I've already created it. I have 1 response waiting for approval. So if I go here, I can click review, and I will see that I have 1 response from Jen waiting for approval. So I can look and see, okay, this is what Jen knows, what she wants to know, and what she has learned. If I approve it, I would click the check, so that means it's okay, it's good to go, where all the other students can view it, Jen's parents can view it, and I'm okay with that. And so then it would end up on our class journal here. As I continue to move through here, I've got the student-led video, so that was that second component of my lesson. If I click review, I would see that, oh, Matt has posted this. So Matt picked a Bill Nye video, and he commented why he thought the video was appropriate. It's something that he learned, and I could click approve. And then students who are scrolling through, they can view Matt's video, and then they can comment on it. And that's for my second lesson. So let me click back over here. The pre-assessment that I want to show you how to upload is a Google form, which is an awesome way to use a pre-assessment. And so I'm going to copy this link, and I'm going to add an activity. So this big green plus sign here, and I'm going to share an activity. I want to create a new one over here at the top right. And what I'm going to do, I just need to click Add Template for Students to edit, even though it's not actually a template. I'm going to click a link, and you could see all the other things that you could upload: pictures, videos, etc. I'm going to press Continue. The Google Drive integration doesn't work well for Google Forms. It works great for Doc Slides, Sheets, etc. Okay, and so click the big green check. It's very intuitive, which is what I really like. Like, you don't really have to think too hard about how to use it. So I can type in pre-assessment in my directions. Okay, and so I paused the video really quick. I filled in a student instruction, and then I would go ahead and post my activity. So my activity has been shared, and it's good to go. It's put out there for my students to view. All right, moving on to my second. Oh, there's the exit ticket. Okay, so to do the exit ticket, my expectation is the students to post something that they've learned. So they have 3 choices. They can use their app to take a picture of something in the classroom, and then they would use the labels within the app to label elements within their photo, and then I would request an audio recording. They could also draw a picture of anything. Same thing, I would like labels and an audio recording. Or they can film a video no longer than a minute with audio, obviously, to demonstrate their understanding of forces in motion. And so I went ahead and I have posted a video, which would be found on the journal. And here's my video right here.
According to Newton's first law, an object at rest stays at rest, and an object in motion stays in motion unless acted upon by another force. And so this pen is going to stay at rest unless acted upon by another force.
Okay, and so I posted this as a student named Jen, not as the teacher, Jen. And then as the instructor, the post had to be approved before it went onto the student journal. So now all of my classmates are able to view my example, but also my parents would be able to view it as well. So that's pretty cool. Okay, moving on to the second lesson. It's a little less extensive. There's a video to watch. It is a Study Jams video, and then a worksheet that is to be submitted digitally. And so this worksheet I created in Google Docs, but instead of having students fill out a digital copy of the worksheet, I actually went ahead and I printed off this worksheet to give to my students. Now, instead of them physically turning in the worksheet to me and having to worry about the paper changing hands, I want them to fill out the worksheet, but then I want them to take a photo of it and submit it digitally. So that way I can see that they completed it, and I can go ahead and I can assess their work. But I want them to keep this worksheet, and I want them to glue it into their notebook. So back on the Journal tab, I can see that a student has taken a picture of their worksheet. They've filled it out. As a teacher, I can grade and assess it, and then I can approve this. If I wanted to go up on the class page and for their classmates to view it, I can wait and post it later. I might not want to approve it right away if students are currently working on the worksheet. But this is, another way. And then their work is archived, so that way they will always be able to access this. Because if we go and click on somebody's name, like Jen, I've created the most active student account, I can see everything that I have submitted. So you can see some of the things I've played around with. This is from those challenge task cards. So these are things that I have submitted. These are an example of labels, etc. And so even as kids progress through K-12, they can always access this, which is pretty cool. I have students completing a hands-on experiment in the classroom and then upload a post to share their understanding, and lastly, create a meme. So I have 2 examples of that here. You may have caught a glimpse of one earlier. Here is an example of the experiment. The students have added labels as I requested. They've added a caption. I can go ahead and approve this. To go on the class page, and then parents can see what they have done. And then lastly, I did not create a student's meme, but I created an example of a meme. And this is just kind of a fun element. So I created 3 different pictures. Students can choose a picture, and then they need to add in a label. So this is kind of a fun way to wrap up an activity, to put it out there so students can create their own. There are photo options to choose from. They don't get to actually choose that picture. If I can open the activity, it's actually a picture of Sir Isaac Newton. They can choose the sky sliding on ice. They can choose a cartoon of Newton with an apple dropping on his head. And that is the end of my creating project. So Seesaw is pretty great. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, feel free. You can contact me through the classroom discussion board, or you can email me, but they have a lot of resources out there. And so my student journal, I guess I should show you what the class journal looks like after all is said and done. And if you're previewing this and maybe actually some students join, there might be other things in here that people have added, but this is what you would be able to view as the student. And so ideally there'd be, several KWL charts, obviously all the videos that students posted that you would have available for commenting on. So it's kind of a live feed of what's going on in the classroom. Oh, and lastly, I should share this. There's the calendar view. So when you maybe put out an assignment, so Monday, December 4th, 2 items were posted. So the KWL chart went up and then that video. But if you posted an assignment, you would have all of them put into one location, which is really great. So you can see, it can go by date, or you can also view by student. So yeah, that's Seesaw.